What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Let's get right into it. Here to bring you a video discussing the Memphis Grizzlies, what went wrong versus the Lakers, and also what they could do this offseason to potentially get better. Before we get started, though, I want to point you to two sections in my description box down below. One being my social media area. Follow me everywhere. Click the links, follow me everywhere, and also Amazon affiliate links. Check those out for sports related things. All of them are pretty cheap. They won't break your wallet. So let's get into the video though, guys. Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies, number 2 seed back-to-back years, leave early. This year, they're eliminated by the Los Angeles Lakers, number 7 seed in the first round. Last night was embarrassing. 40-point loss. And for me personally, honestly, people ask me what went wrong. I did a YouTube short after game one, but prior to game one, which I have no proof of, but seeing my short after after game one, I said the Lakers in 5. It ended up being 6, but I knew from the get-go this matchup was terrible for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, number 2 seed, they've been playing well the regular season. They've had great stretches with and without Ja Morant. Their defense is pretty good overall. But in the playoffs, when times get rough, when things get tight, they just can't seem to pull it through and make a long run during the playoffs. And that's the thing, this team isn't built bad, but they aren't built great either. And we'll get into it in a minute. But, you know, as I said earlier, I never believed the Grizzlies will win this series. Like I said, prior to and after game one, I said Lakers in 5. And I said from the get-go, if both teams play their best ball possible, all 7 games, and let's just say all 7 games, if it goes 7 or went 4 straight games, and both teams play their best ball possible, no way in the world I see the Lakers losing 1 game. I didn't see it, but I know how the world works. I know how things works. They're gonna lose at least 1, and they end up losing 2. But yeah, I had no fear. I'm not a Lakers fan at all. I'm a Miami Heat fan, but I just could tell how the games, how the teams were. I knew how the games would play out if both teams played it up to their full level. Now, I didn't see Rui Hachimura scoring all those points. I didn't see him being so effective, but I still didn't see the Grizzlies win this matchup for a few reasons. One, the Grizzlies have some major issues. That being Ja Morant's star support. He has none. Jaren Jackson Jr. won the Defensive Player of the Year. Good. He's a good player. He reminds me of a lesser Anthony Davis. Athletic, super freak, but more of a defender than an offensive star. He'll give you some explosions here and there, like game one, unstoppable, hitting threes, going inside. He can definitely give you spurts in certain moments. But after game one, there was no more spurts. So no more super explosions from Jaren Jackson. I don't even think he scored 20 points again during the series, or maybe one more time after game one. But I know for certain after game two he didn't score 20 points another game during the series. That's unacceptable. We all know Dylan Brooks, had a terrible series. And he's supposed to be a good 3-and-D guy, and he gave you really neither. He gave you better defense than shooting, but the 3 ball wasn't there at all this series for a guy like Dylan Brooks. And I have his points total here. Excuse me. So game 1, 15, game 2, 12, game 3, 7, game 4, 11, game 5, 8, and game 6, 10 points. None of those games, in none of the 6 games, he made over 2 threes. That's unacceptable. That's the stats for Dylan Brooks as far as scoring goes. The defense wasn't all the way there. He had some better moments on defense than he did on offense, but altogether, though, he had a subpar series. He really did, and especially with all the talking off the court that probably fueled the Lakers. That was tough. That's definitely tough. Next up, going to Desmond Bane, who had a better series than Dylan Brooks, but still not up to par the way he should have been or where he could have been. Now, I will say Bane hit 3 or more threes in most of the games. In 4 of the 6 games, that's not bad. He scored pushing 20 in most of the games except for one, which was last night with 15 points. He scored 22 game 1, 17 game 2, 18 game three, 36, 33, and 15 the final three games. So he was pushing around that 20-point mark, and that just pushes my case more, man. Triple J, Bane, and Dillon aren't the star that Ja Morant needs. Now, I'm not saying trade all three guys. I'm just saying someone has to go. Jaren Jackson Jr., no. He's the one that definitely stays. If you want to compare him to somebody, to me, as I said earlier, he's your uh, young version, and also not as good, but he's just he's in the same ballpark as a young Anthony Davis. He's that. He'll never be an offensive star, but he'll give you good spurts and good moments. And he's getting more aggressive, and he's getting better. His jump shot's getting better. He's getting more aggressive, more tentative on offense. So that's great. That's awesome. He's one to stay along with Ja Morant. Clearly, he's a defensive stalwart at that center spot. But the question between now is Bane and Dillon Brooks. Clearly, you get rid of a guy like Dillon Brooks, who's on the last year of his deal. And the series really pointed out to me, honestly, a video I did during the the NBA trade deadline. I did a video and I said the Grizzlies should target one of two players. They should get OG from the Raptors, or they should get Mikal Bridges when he was on the Suns. I was on that super, super heavy, super, super early in my opinion. I don't know if it was early or not, but from what I see, I don't watch other people's videos for the most part. So I was on that early, man. I thought Mikal Bridges could have been a star. Well, I think he can be a star, but prior to him being traded, and we seeing him doing the star-like plays and star-like tendencies now in points and numbers, I thought, and most people can't even talk. Most people thought also that Bridges would be like a breakout player. Everyone thought that. So I was like, man, they have to shore up that number 3 spot, that small forward spot, get a true 3-and-D. Dillon Brooks fits the mold. He's decent, but you can definitely get better and get someone that's has a little more offensive potential, a little more defensive shutdown capability than Dillon Brooks. He's good. He'll give you, and for Brooks, I'll say he's more of a pest than like a lockdown guy. He's more of a bigger Pat Bev, and not just personality, but play as well. Pat Bev won't really lock you down. He'll more be just a nuisance, more of a pest, more of a body-to-body, skin-to-skin, physical type of guy. But he's not really a lock you down, you know what I mean? Like every type of, like every down, every dribble type of guy. That's really not his game. But he'll definitely get up in you, get close, be physical. And that's something, I think it's cool, but I think you need a lockdown guy like a Mikal Bridges, like someone like OG, who can definitely use their length, use their foot speed that Brooks doesn't have. He's good, he tries, but he doesn't have the athleticism and the potential that those two guys have. I did a video on I did a video on OG going to the Raptors. I was wrong, obviously, but I do think something will happen this offseason. Don't know who, don't know where, but OG will be moved. I think the Raptors will definitely blow it up, and it just depends on, what team wants to land them. Blazers, if they want to keep Dame Lillard happy, will Zach LaVine be traded? That'll be a good move for the Grizzlies also, but you'll lose defense. So, and it's a problem there as well. You need a 3-and-D guy to replace. If not, if the Grizz do want to replace a guy like Dillon Brooks and not sign him to a multi-year deal or another 1-year deal, they would have to have someone who's a 3-and-D guy. And Zach LaVine is not that, obviously. You already have Ja, who's a below average defender on the perimeter. You have Desmond Bane, who's about average, and Dillon, who's slightly above average, But outside of those 3 guys, you're going to need someone to replace Brooks and give you better offensive and more consistent offensive work. And I think Bridges would have been an awesome fit. Obviously, now we seeing that. And I think OG from the Raptors will be a great fit also. So outside of those 2 guys, off the top of my head, I don't know who they could get. It's tough. It's tough for the Grizzlies because they're kind of in like a purgatory spot. They're kind of in limbo. They have great records during the regular season. They have a decent bench. It's okay, but they can find ways to get better as well. They got Zaire Williams, who didn't really play as much as I thought that he should. But yeah, man, the Grizzlies team is built pretty decent, but is not the best. You know, they got bad spot up shooting. The half court offense isn't really good, and Taylor Jenkins got out coached in a couple moments versus the Lakers coach Ham. You know, and I do like Jenkins' coaching style a little bit, especially game 4 and 5. He did some great moves there by letting Bang get open by doing a pick and roll and trying to let Reeves, the Lakers trying to let Reeves guard Bane, kind of messed it up, you know, for game 4 and 5, and that's why the explosion happened for Bane. The Lakers had no answer. Game 4-05 for Bane, you know, and you can expect him to hit 30 points every night. But if you can give what he kind of gave around 20, you know, that's not bad. Ja give you 30 or plus, and then you can find a Dylan Brooks style guy, you know, a good 3-and-D guy who can give you around 20, 25 in that range as well, with some good lockdown defense or more consistent or efficient shooting, if not 20, around what Brooks gave you, 15 to 18, but with consistent shooting and better defense, I think they'll be even better. You know, Jaren Jackson as well. As I say, he's more I put him in the Bam category for Miami Heat, where he needs to have more consistency, more aggressive, and he's getting there. You know, same as Bam. They're both getting there, but they need to show it more often for their team to be more successful. And you know, we've seen that with the Heat series versus the Bucks. Even though Bam's slightly injured, you know, Bam played well in certain moments, and Jackson as well. You know, their first game was amazing, but we couldn't get that. If you're a Grizzlies fan, you couldn't get that for the rest of the series, and that's kind of the sad part. Like, man, you can't give us 20 points again. You know, you can't give us that much again. And they just got outplayed, honestly. You know, like I said earlier, I thought from the get go the Lakers were the better team, and it definitely showed. But you know, I think they need to go to a drawing board. If you're the Grizzlies, look for more players, look for more defensive 3-and-D guys, more athleticism on the perimeter, and you know, better luck as well with health wise. You know, with Steven Adams being out, he could have helped wear down Anthony Davis some. So, you know, but that's really it for the video, guys. The Grizzlies, they're in a tough spot. How can they get better? How much can they get better? And who will come to Memphis and help save the day? I don't know if there's a clear answer for that, honestly. If not OG, I don't know. I really don't know, man. But that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.